Anyway, look, we put Blake in the middle. Let's just play episode mode. Okay, we're officially starting. Right? It's 9:31. I'm a scumbag. I got my notebook. It's a nice notebook. We hit the next track. Alright. I'm gonna read off the paper. I'm gonna try to go quick. If people have questions or whatever, just fucking write in the chat. I'll read it and stuff. So, first thing for intermediate system offense, right? So resources, so resource management and derivative situational efficient goals. So generally,
select your character.
one of the kind of like fundamental building blocks of pressure, right? So I mean, I'll just do Blake Hyde both, just so I could show you guys like my team stuff and like the idea behind it, right? So neutral calls.
Get ready.
Neutral calls. And by neutral calls, I don't mean neutral calls as in like 5p, like this, right? I don't mean neutral calls like that. I mean neutral calls like within a neutral state, right? Like this, you know, you call your assist here, it doesn't cost resource, right? The other time you can neutral call is, watch this, right? So right here, you have frame advantage, and Hyde is going to meteor, or at least close to meaty, right? It's good enough to keep her there. So that's a neutral call. So you can neutral call someone during their tech window and obviously while you're in a neutral state. But if you're in recovery and you neutral call, quote unquote neutral call, even though they're teching, you will still get an active partner thing. So the other thing that lets you neutral call is pressing buttons at the same time. Right? If you look at my inputs here, I have my all the way in the corner, right? My A input and my P input are on the same frame, and I still get a neutral call. Right? So, or you could just get in a habit of pianoing it, so you guarantee it, but you know, you can press it on the same frame too. So that is kind of like the premise of a lot of pressure structure. So you could use your neutral calls to establish like advantage situation by using your assist in neutral while your opponent's trying to navigate around your point character and stuff like that. And you know, you can active switch into your other character, or you could just neutral call and then take the pressure, right? So the general idea for establishing offense, there are a couple of like key things that, you know, all characters can do. So you've got sandwich scenarios, right? So from a neutral call into a sandwich scenario, this is extremely potent, right? Because suddenly I have a mix-up situation. This is front side, this is front side, this is cross-up, right? And all I did was sandwich them. And suddenly the threat level is like super high. So there are priorities that you want to keep in mind while kind of structuring your pressure, because it's always easy to be able to call your assist, right, during your pressure string and then do it, but look, it takes half a bar, and ultimately you don't want to spend that much resource if you don't have to. So a lot of times it's not necessarily better to jail them first, because look at this. When you jail someone with your point character and then call your assist, right, this is vulnerable to reversals. Like very vulnerable to reversals. But if I just call my assist, they're safe. If I super, you know, oh, I did the ones. I tech the recording. How do I do this? I'm sorry, I'm trying to control two characters at once. Yeah. So if you use your assist, you have layered options for responding to like reversals and DPs and stuff like that, right? So ultimately, you're pretty safe. They could DP, they could super, whatever they want. So, the goals in pressure are establishing positioning, and the second goal that you want to keep in mind is the safety of your mix-up and the well, again, right? That is considering the safety of your mix-up in your offense. So safety considerations that are like very prominent are around push block. You need to make sure that your pressure, right? You do a string like this, right? Where are the gaps? Whoops. So there's a gap here, right? But it's spaced really well, stuff like that. And I still established the sandwich mix-up, because if I turn this way to block against Blake, you know, she tags and then blah 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 blah. So the standard pressure structure behind my team is I use my assist, I confirm the scenario, and I can go for cross-up mix-up, right? I don't necessarily need to cross combo, because I can just active switch and go for the mix-up there. So how does this consider safety, right? This kind of mix-up is a little dangerous, because look at how close I am. Right? I'm very close. Even though I can threaten, right? So there's the mix-up. I can threaten with the mix-up. My push block or DP can go the wrong way, but supers autocorrect and stuff. Yeah, I'll post it on YouTube. Well, you gotta pick a good super direction, depending on your character. If I'm Hyde, right? I got this! Hit both characters if they tag, but if I'm Blake, my 2 through 6 super whiffs, so you gotta be able to tell what super you want to do. Anyway, that's kind of stuff later. So the first thing you want to do is identify goals for your pressure. Sandwiching, spacing, right? So that makes one mix-up better than another mix-up, because these are both cross-ups, right? These are both cross-ups, but here, let me do this. Oops, these are both cross-ups, but they're risky. You know, look, I can still DP it, stuff like that. But if I do this mix-up, DPC. So obviously, you know, you have so many options in terms of how you can apply your pressure. Oh yeah, I could do my cross up this way and spend my assist bar, but you want to be resource efficient and you want to be, you know, situationally cognizant. You want to be able to bait DPs by tagging and stuff like that. Because if I don't tag and I do this, right? If I don't tag, obviously you can be DP, right? I can DP, no problem. But it's risky for me to DP this, because if he tags, I just get punished really hard. But if I do this scenario, blah 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 blah, you know, I can still mash out and stuff with like reversals and everything. So been had saying this game sucks. Nah, it's I. Game's I. So for structuring your pressure, right? For structuring your pressure and actually going into these kinds of things, you kind of need to be aware of your assist constraints. So this is kind of like the next step, right? We've identified goals. So how do we achieve these goals, right? So one of the things that you need to keep in mind is the tag window for your assist. So look at how much recovery Hyde has on his assist. I can tag at any point after Palebringer, right? But say I do like this assist, right? I can tag after, but let's look at Jin. Where's Jin? Right here.
Get ready.
So for Hyde, right, for all his assists, you can tag after, which is I'll tell you why that's important later, but look at this. If I use brick, right, if I use brick, I have to tag before the brick comes in. And this is why it's like relatively important. Yeah, I can use the brick for mix-up, but I have to cross combo to be able to tag into him, right? Because once the brick comes, once she's already in block stun, I can't tag. Or at least if they're very close, but you're not always going to be playing at that range. So you have to use your point character to enforce the situation, which is risky because, you know, you're more vulnerable to reversals and stuff. Moving the screen does affect the tag window, yeah. So if I'm... not the tag window, it affects the cross combo window. So look, if he's off screen, I can't cross combo. You can't negative edge tag here, because if you're holding it, right, it doesn't change anything. The window's still the same for the actual tag. You can only cross combo when your assist is on screen too. But the kind of constraint that this implies, right, is I can't use my assist to enforce the situation along with my point character without actually losing my mix-up opportunity, right? So I'm gonna do this, right? Say I want to go for a mix-up off of you know, Blake 5B, right? So we'll do Blake 5B, like, and then I have the tag scenario, and then I can do some kind of mix-up, I guess, right? I could do cross-up or uncross-up with tag, you know. It's pretty standard seeming, and it is very standard, but the problem here is that your assist doesn't help you create the mix-up situation. Because if I do this, right? Look, I'm out. That's it. I push block, I'm out. You know, I jump, I'm out. Oh, I see her? Oh, you know, maybe I can't DP it. I could run, I could jump whatever way, you know. It's hard to keep me pinned down. But this is kind of where assists differ, and you need to be aware of like the kind of options that assists give you, because obviously you can't do the same things with all the assists. Here, I'll go for the same kind of left-right mix-up with Hide Orbiter, right? And look here. I was stuck in it, right? Here. Push block, I still have to block Orbiter. Right? I still have to block Orbiter. I can't even jump, right? Because my assist is used here to keep the mix-up tight. So that's that is where a lot of people run into issues. And using your assist to bolster your pressure in this kind of way is really important, because obviously, like, you know, it's harder to push block and punish you and stuff. And like, it's definitely just a lot harder to deal with. You might push block the wrong thing, or even if you push block the right thing, like, what happens here? You know, you're still getting controlled to a degree, right? Look at that. So in this case, I'm using Orbiter, right? I get a tighter mix-up. Well, but the thing is, right? They get the same mix-up, right? They get the same mix-up. It's still a one-shot left-right mix-up, and there's still pressure involved on a guard scenario, right? So the resulting situation is the same, but it's much tighter as a result of being able to use your assist in conjunction with your point character to actually establish the mix-up, right? Because if Blake didn't have Hide Orbiter on the way, you'd be able to get out, no problem. So certain assist styles don't allow you to tag after and retain mix-up, but Hyde's assists have a lot of recovery, right? It's taggable recovery. So all assist recovery that's hittable is taggable. So, you know, I have a lot of time to convert my neutral calls into whatever, and in that scenario where I do convert my neutral call into an advantageous situation, I have so much meter. I have so much assist meter to do whatever I want, right? I have so much assist meter left. And say I just do this, and I get the pressure going, and I'm in, and I can actually spend my assist here to do some shit, and you know, you just give yourself way more options. Your pressure's gonna be more layered, stuff like that. So recognizing those scenarios where you can actually call in neutral and establish advantage is really important. And this is where Team Scythe is really good, right? Because Ruby 6P is so fast. Let's do it. Gord. Wooby.
Get
Wooby.
ready.
This is like the Team Scythe thing, right? They block your assist. You establish advantage already, right? You've got a lot of freaking meter. You got a lot of meter. How many mix-ups can you do? How many mix-ups can you do? You got a lot of freaking meter. But if you don't call them like that, right? Let's say I just call during pressure. I get like maybe like one mix-up. So a lot of where this team's advantages is just being able to establish this advantage in neutral. So Ruby 6P is really good for that, right? But the reason why this is such a boon for Gordeau is because he can't, you know, he doesn't really want to guess in neutral so hard. So just being able to call the assist like this makes a very low risk whatever, you know. Low risk approach into advantageous situation. And that's kind of how you want to play the game. Low risk approaches into advantageous situations. So
Get ready.
boop 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 boop. So I mean, you get the idea of like the tightness of pressure, right? Okay, here's the aside. People are talking about 5C. Let me tell you, I've already assumed this. I hope you understand that system offense, like throw and 5C, are not good enough to open up good players consistently, right? You might get a lucky one every once in a while, but there is so much more risk in actually going for the mix-up, right? Like there's so much more risk in actually going for the mix-up. Like, it's scary, you know? People are like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna do Galling Hades, baby! Like, I can't DP this on reaction, there's no way. Calm down. You gotta be very careful with system offense. Pressing a button is very dangerous. But, you know, okay, look. So as an example, right, I've shown you the difference between like a tight mix-up with Blake Hyde, and it's kind of hard for me to like talk about these things from a like very easy perspective. So just give me a random team of 2 characters, and I will show you an example of what mix-up is better and how I would like actually explore structuring my pressure and stuff like that. Jin, that doesn't work. My man said Ragna Aegis. So here we go. I'm about to look at Ragna Aegis. Who would have ever thought of Ragna Aegis? Some genius would have picked Ragna Aegis, honestly. Boom. It's not rigged.
Get ready.
Alright. So, here's two characters that, you know, they're not really synergistic, but we want to play them because we really like them. They're my favorite characters. I love Ragna the Blood Edge. Aegis, I have dreams about her. You know, all that good stuff, right? So, I really like them. I want to play them. I know they're not the best pair, but I just want to make the most of my time playing the game. Okay, cool. So, how do I structure my pressure? Well, let's start with like neutral calls and stuff, right? So, we've got neutral calls. We've got 6p assist. We've got 4p assist. We've got 5p assist. And here's something to note that's pretty interesting about 5p assist, right? Aegis moves forward here. Aegis moves forward. So when I do pressure, right? Say I'm really feeling myself and I want to do a fuzzy. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do fucking Gauntlet Hades into tag, and I want to do my overhead, but it doesn't work if you use your other assists because the spacing's fucked up, right? But look, if we use 5p, she's in there, right? We get the fuzzy. But you know, it's a cute mix-up. How about if I wanted to do sandwich pressure? You know, use my jump castle normal. I'll go for the cross-up normal. I'll go for cross-up burial edge. Does this work? Yeah, it works. We got a mix-up, right? So, what if I push block this? Right? If I push block this? Pretty good, because Ragna's air dash is long enough to cover the recovery there, right? But this other mix-up that I was doing, even though it's a nice mix-up, right? It's a nice mix-up and it's a cool fuzzy and everything, but it's vulnerable to push block buttons because it cuts the block stun, right? Or that happens, right? And then I get happy birthday and I'm done, right? So even though the starter for these mix-ups are the same, one mix-up is clearly better than the other, right? You get a better derivative situation, and that's something that you want to consider when you're structuring your pressure, right? Because say both of them, you know, you get like a pretty like very, very, very hard to see mix-up, and like, you know, it's gonna be very consistent and stuff. And fuzzies are cool because you can't DP them, and it's cool and everything, but
you scared?
Of course, you can push block and just fuck the setup. So, something to keep in mind, especially for fuzzies. But, you know, there are other ways that you can bait DPs for left-right mix-ups, and this has to do with tag timing. So, even though this mix-up is already safer from a push block perspective, right? It can also be safer from a reversal perspective if we really wanted to make it that safe, right? So, here, look at that mix-up. Right? I'm gonna mash, I'll block it, I'm mashing DP, Aegis gets hit. Fuck. I guess it's fucked. You know, I'm gonna block the mix-up, I'm gonna fucking super, hell yeah. Right? Oh, so cool, baby. Oh, we got her. Right? It's not that easy. Because look what happens. You don't tag. Right? No tag, I'm gonna try to super. Alright, try to super. Oh, whoops, the wrong assist. We got our mix. We got our mix. Boop, boop, boop.
Darkness.
If you tag
You scared?
or not, right? When you save your tag, it can be used to tag during the super flash so that the supers whiff. So this is only really good against supers that hit one way, because hide super, like, you know, the gyro vortex, right, hits both directions. So even if you like tag on the flash, you will still explode, which is tight. It's a really good reversal super for that. So here, let's see if this works, because I'm making the CPU do it. It's kind of fucked up. It's pretty hard to make a CPU do this. I'll just do that. Here we go. I'm just gonna. So here's the mix, right? There you go. He mashed super. He exploded. You know, even if you want to bait DP that way, you can do it. Because look. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How do I do this? Oh, whoops. It's hard to show with Ragna, because here, okay, so I DP'd the mix-up. Wow, I did it. The mix-up's coming. I'm gonna DP it. Late tag causes the character to face the other way, right?
You scared?
We can show it in cross combo. Oh fuck, I pressed too many buttons. Okay, here, cool. So I'm gonna empty jump. Oh fuck. This was a jump over. There we go. Right? So there's a mix-up there, because if I was guarding towards Ragna, I would get whopped. Right? But late tag can cause DPs to go the wrong way. But if you do late tag mix-ups, right? If you do late tag mix-ups, there is a gap. So here is understanding the implications of like these counters, right? So you've got ways to bait DP and stuff. You could bait super, don't super me. So the safety here is weighted, right? It's weighted on the point character's offense is safer because you have the tag opportunity. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So when you're establishing your pressure structure, right? If you have something like this, you should generally do the point character's offense more often. Because even if they block the point character's offense, on the chance that they reversal, they'll die. So it's nice. But if you do the late tag stuff, you know, it implies that there is a gap. Right? So here, I'm gonna do a late tag mix-up. Right, and I could DP the wrong way. But I could also just jump out, right? Or I could mash. Who knows? It's because you have to give them room to DP the wrong way. So suddenly, like, that pressure becomes pretty easy to escape. And this is all without spending push block and stuff. Obviously, you know, if I wanted to spend meter. Already, my structure's pretty decent, you know. I've got... Oh, I didn't even record that right. I can't jump out of that. It's pretty good. Let me, try to push block this. Right? It's good establishment. It's a tough scenario. So this mix-up, right? All the layers in this are so much more potent than going for the fuzzy. Even though the fuzzy's cool,
You scared?
it's not as good of a mix-up just because of like the derivative situations, right? What happens if they block your mix-up? What if they block your fuzzy, right? What do you got? What are you still doing after? Like you got like a lot of blocks done. You know, you're in a very linear situation because you're coming from the air. You could outright get punished for it, like hard body. It's one of those things. You have to consider what kind of mix-ups you select based on the derivative situations, not only the actual mix-up. So I see a lot of people going for mix-ups that they don't really understand are good or not, right? Like, that is something that you want to really keep in mind.
Back me up.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm a fuck overhead, baby, and I get a fuzzy off that. But if they push block, you die. So, careful, right? Structure it right. Don't spend your assist gauge during pressure
Nice try.
to do something like that, where if they push block you, you get hit, your assist gauge is gone, and suddenly you can't burst, right? And you're just like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like, ugh, I'm so mad. It's because you don't understand what you're doing. That's it. The funny thing is, neutral calling. Again, we're back to neutral calling. If you reset your pressure, you can actually get a neutral call, right? And this is like one of like the really nice parts about frame traps in this game.
Nice try.
Like really slow ones.
Nice try. Go. Nice try. Weak. Come here.
Like, oh no, they called their assist. It is worth it spending assist meter. Yeah, for sure. But usually you don't want to, right? If you don't have to, and also make sure that when you spend your assist meter, you use it well, which is also what I mean, right? Yeah, having half the assist bar for CC is not bad, but like when you use your assist gauge, you want to make sure that you can jail them. They don't push block out and just kill you. So, Ragna Aegis, cute team, fuzzies, not a great idea, right? Don't do it. Don't do the fuzzy. It's cool. Don't do the fuzzy. Maybe you're feeling yourself. You're like, hey, you ain't gonna push block this. Don't do the
You
fuzzy.
scared?
There are certain ways to set up fuzzies that are good, right? But usually they require your assist, right? They require your assist to help you establish the pressure. So those are just some of the ideas that you want to keep in mind. You know,
Please select your
fundamentally, a very good option is just air dashing over. You know, it's a very safe, non-committal thing to do.
Get ready.
Whatever, you know. Oh yeah, I'm gonna press my button and air dash over you, right? Right, cool. Oh, look, I'm jailed. Oh, I'm trying to push block super. Oh, he got hit, right? But my point character didn't get hit. But imagine if I do the thing that I have to do with Jin, like, to do a mix-up. How do you do that, right? Damn, bro. Fucked. Times are tough. I should have just done that. I should have just done a different mix-up. Because all mix-ups are not the same. Whoa. If you go for Ruby JC tag, and they push block, you can die. Wow. It is what it is. So I guess to kind of like highlight, you know, responses to offensive structure, which I kind of like dabbled into a little bit to kind of, you know, talk about why you wouldn't want to pick one mix-up over another. So there are obviously, you know, mix-ups where you use your assist, and some characters can't really guarantee that they get a sandwich like that. So it's very worth it for them to call their assist, you know, during this. Whoops, here, like that, you know, if I know I'm gonna get a sandwich and I could keep you jailed, it's pretty worth it, you know? It's pretty worth it. If I do auto combo, right? So here's a time where I would call my assist, right? So I'm doing like auto combo, and here's my pressure, but they'll fucking, oh no, they'll super me, right? Oh, they'll super me, oh! So I'm like, fuck, what do I do? I can fucking auto combo, but I'm negative, right? So in the scenario where I call my assist here, I establish frame advantage, not only from my negative state, I also get a sandwich. Whoa! So it's very worth it. And considering the situation after I do my mix-up, I can chip them out with hide. It's pretty nice, you know? It's pretty nice. I get my fuzzies. Right, I don't even spend assist bar, I don't tag. Right? And like, say I do this, right? Oh shit. You can do your fuzzy here. And the nice thing about not tagging is because my lows don't chip, my mids chip. They're gonna block the low. I'm trying to chip. Yeah. So, say you go for a fuzzy with your point, right? It's a little different. I'm gonna do this here. You can call your assist, right? And not only can you just call your assist, you can cross combo too. So it's pretty nice. Say she push blocks me out of here, my assist comes out to confirm the fuzzy. Oh, my fucking move whiffed. Oh no. So fuzzies are still applicable, but you have to know about the derivative situations for the 1000th time. Yeah. So it's a little bit confusing, but once you get the idea of I have to explore why my mix-up should be respected, then you will understand that like what's fake and what's not fake, right? Because a lot of these situations have very low risk answers, right? For me to push block and punish your fuzzy is no big deal. I fucking spend 1 bar and I push block and it was okay. You know, it's all good. I saw the fuzzy was coming and I push blocked it. No big deal. You want to take these low risk answers. Another low risk answer you can do when you're taking mix up is fucking mash cross combo, right? It says, better have one character used for pressure, one character capable of opening up in cross combo, like behind it seems fuzzies, and Chip is his thing, so that would be his goal, whereas Blake can open up easier in comparison. Both of these characters have good mix-ups. Like, both of these characters have good mix-ups. Blake has a better time establishing sandwich because of Hyde's assist, right? But this team also gives Hyde a good way of establishing sandwich with Blake 5P. So both characters can kind of do the same thing, but the thing is they approach their neutral a little differently, which is where you would kind of differ. They both have fuzzies, right? They both have fuzzies. You could both... You could do that shit with both characters. But Blake is more about neutral control, and he's more about like solid play. But your pressure with both characters is pretty similar because in terms of team structure and synergy, they go into each other, right? So say I tag from Hyde into Blake during my pressure. So I'm pressure you in a corner. Oh, here's sandwich, right? And what is so strong about Blake in this scenario? Her pressure is so open-ended that she can reset pressure very easily. And when she can reset pressure very easily, it means that she can get neutral calls very easily, or establish a spacing for a safer mix-up than one that's up in your face. So, even though I spend my active partner here, I get a mix-up that's rather good, because it's DP safe, right? I had to get hit. So the main thing is when you use your assist meter, you want to make sure you use it well, of course, because there's an opportunity cost to it, right? It's like a game of chicken where if you spend your bar, you can't burst for a certain amount of time, so you better make sure that your shit is tight. Your shit's very hard to challenge. Like, you know, you've got like projectiles on the way and blah blah blah. Otherwise, they'll get out and hit you and you can't burst. And you're like, shit. I just shot myself in the foot, right? And that's kind of where decision making becomes bad. So other thing is pressure resets, as I was talking about earlier, right? So both of my characters are pretty good at that. Like, if I catch you respecting, I can get a neutral call in pretty easily. Hyde has good ways to kind of enforce frame advantage, right? So this is plus. Like, that's plus. So suddenly they're respecting, and then I can neutral call, and then I've just taken advantage of that situation. It's a little risky if you're not playing it right, if you do something like this, right? Oops. Let me try to get a neutral call. Right? So say I neutral call that way, and I commit to a normal. I'm taking a pretty big risk, actually. Right? I'm actually taking a pretty big risk here. Because look, it's built on respect, right? It's built on respect, so you don't want to commit so hard, right? You can still get the neutral call in here. That's risky. That's actually pretty risky when you think about it. So let me do it again. That's risky, and this is what you want to do. Right? So what happens if I try to challenge? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. So suddenly I'm in your face. You have things to be scared of, and I can call my assist. So resetting pressure is pretty nice. It'll give you that resource free call, and say you get them blocking from this, right? Say they're blocking and they block my assist. Maybe I don't get like the craziest mix-up, but calling my active partner here not only keeps my pressure tight, I've used my assist to guarantee a pressure situation. I keep my assist open, and they're stuck. They have to take the mix up when I want them to take the mix up. So pressure structure, pressure ideas, right? Those are all the kind of like system related things. There aren't a lot of like character specific considerations here because, you know, every character can air dash over you. Every character can call their assistant jump over you. Blake does a kind of stupid thing where she flies into the screen because she's a champ, but that's fine. I spent 50 minutes talking about that. But that's generally, like, those are a lot of the considerations and ideas that you want when you're structuring your pressure. You could pick any characters and just think of like what's good, you know, what's not good. And you know, I just told you what's not good. Stuff with low risk answers, but not all mix-ups are created equal, first off. This is not created equal. This is not created equal. This is not created equal. That's no. Don't do that. System defense. System defense. I'm sure you all have heard of Jump ABC OS, right? So let's do this. Alright, you could do that. No problem. No problem. Can you explain how to do throw into active switch so quickly? My inputs are there. I just hit tag throw. This is not even good. It's not that good. It's pretty risky. How would you go for that when you can go for like, you know, you go for stuff that will give you that sandwich, UV ban DP. Whatever. So this option select. Alright. Someone kick me in the face if I keep talking about offense. So I don't want to keep talking about offense. I just want to talk about system defense. It's pretty short. You know, it's fine. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Here, let's talk about Akihiko before I go into other stuff. Akihiko needs an assist that will like let him set up sandwiches. Right. Some of that is you need to do stuff like that. Right? You need to be able to establish sandwich somehow. Because I will just say this outright, throw offense is not strong. Like, it's not strong. You're not going to open up anyone good with just strictly throw offense. Even if you have, like, you know, tick throws, like stuff like that. People will just react to it and break it. You can get as cute as you want, but, you know, it's hard. But luckily, what he does have is vacuum. Anyway, the main thing you want to do is establish a sandwich, and it's pretty nice that his buns are fast and jump cancelable, right? Because there's your mix-up. Throw is not your mix-up. Generally, your mix-up is team-oriented, not character-oriented, if that makes sense. Character-oriented stuff is about establishing that, right? How easy is it for them to establish that? There's not a lot of strong character-oriented offense in this game, aside from character-specific fuzzies and like Easy-Oi and Aegis and I guess to a degree Batista and stuff like that. But most of the single character offense in this game is not strong enough. They either have no way of enforcing it, or they don't have good mix-up. That's it. Like, that's about it. So for really strong pressure in this game, you need to have structure. You need to have structure.
Please select your character.
Like, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, throw overhead is too weak. It's legitimately like, it will work online because there's lag, but when you play someone good offline, like, they will actually just invalidate your offense completely. So the structure that you need needs to be there. All right, defense.
Hide.
Shitty defense.
Belladonna, hide.
All right, the face kick
Get
starts now. All right,
ready.
I'm fucking blah, blah. Hope to get through this in 10 minutes. All right. Exploring implications of certain mix-up structures, right? So I've already talked about that. We've got responses to tight mix-ups, right? So this one, your DP will go the right way, your supers will go the right way, but they're spaced out, right? So this is where deciding what input to do for your super is important, right? If you know the kind of mix-up that's going to happen, like it's a very tight mix-up, you're going to be oriented the right way for your reversal. So for spacing-oriented baits, you want to do a super that goes far, right? So it's 2-3-6 in this case, right? So let's see if Blake does no tag. I get a good super for this too. Right. But if I'm doing shit with hide, right, that seems promising enough. But if I do that same input, right, if I do that same input, 2 and 4, that I can do with Blake, I get fucking smoked. I get fucking smoked. So, I gotta do it the other way, right? Makes more sense. I gotta do my farther super in response to that way, right? Or this way, because my camera's reversed and I'm dumb. But, you know, if you're playing Jin, and you have Toga, and you have Getsume, right? This is what I want. Whoops, I'm silly. This is what I want. Yeah, that works. Oh, my bad. Oh, fuck. Hide, no! Well, you say Maziodyne, right? But what's the input for Maziodyne? You still have to make sure that you do the input the correct way, because you will be at risk of getting either one of your supers. So you want to make sure that it's actually situationally applicable,
Get
right?
ready.
Because Maziodyne might work if you get it, which is the issue. So 2-1-4 is Maziodyne, right? I want to do this. I don't want to do this. if I Maziodyne this way, or this side, right? If I do Maziodyne to hit Blake, I will whiff this super the other way. And also Maziodyne is not fast enough, which is god. Hold that. Oof! Shojin, pretty quickly.
Get ready.
You don't want that one, of course. We're trying to wave hide, bro. We're trying to hit hide with that wave. And if Blake tries to get a little cute, fucking smoke her, bro. Blah, 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 blah. You get it. Same thing goes for DPs. Yes. The rule of thumb is do your longer supers to the farther character, right? That's it. So yes, these are character-specific perks, of course. So, super seems like the most general answer for tag mix-up, and it is, but only with situational advantage and resources. Okay, this is what I really needed to talk about, right? So this is when you reversal super, right? So, damn, I'm gonna bet on reversal super, right? Oh shit, it got baited, right? But look, I can burst, right? And this is another thing with a lot of those mix-ups that I was talking about, like this, right? So this is a pretty interesting mix-up, you know? Pretty good answer, you know? Pretty good answer. Pretty good answer. But if it gets baited,
I'll end this.
what happens, right? So here is the nice thing about doing your tag, doing your super against tag mix-ups. If you hit the, so I hit hide here, right? Hide gets hit. If you have a super that will hit one character at least, even if I tagged here, how do I do this? I'm trying to show this, it's pretty tricky. Oops. Oh, fuck, don't do that. Oh, I just ruined the recording. I'm trying to tag into hide. Okay, here we go. I didn't tag. It's so hard to do this with one person. I have to like go between inputs for both characters. I gotta like go into the other character like hell yeah. Okay, let's do it like that. So this is a mix-up, right? That's a mix-up. Oh wow, Jin is safe. But see how I tagged, right? So this is good as a defender, because even if I got punished here, Blake just got nailed by the super, and while she got hit by the super, if I get punished by hide, so let's just imagine I got punished by hide, Blake is still recovering, so I can burst, right? He can't assist call to punish my burst, he has to hard bait it, and if you know anything about bursting, there are some pretty guaranteed burst spots. What's considered a mix-up in BBTAG? Well, so when you do your reversal super, if you hit the assist and you have meter to burst immediately before they recover, it's a good burst. Like, that's a good super and a good burst, right? So you want to make sure that you burst or reversal super, right, in opportunities where your opponent won't be able to beat your burst. So making sure that you hit the assist is very important. Right? If you do reversal supers in a lot of other situations where the assist is not out, it's really fucking sad times. Oops, how do I do this? So here, I'm gonna fucking super. Right? I just reversal supered. Blake got hit, but I still got hit for trying to reversal super. So you can call assist on flash to punish like every reversal super except for cinematics, right? So cinematics are pretty good with a specific use, right? But still at the end he got hit. But cinematics are, you know, a bit more constrained. You're shorter range, blah blah blah.
I'll end this.
But as long as you hit an assist, if you get punished for it, no big deal. Yeah, hide Palebringer assist is ridiculous. But
I'll end this.
yeah, when you super hit the assist, that's all I can say. When you super hit the assist, right? Because if they cross combo to save their assist, they cannot avoid the super, actually. Because the reason why that works to punish supers is because there's invul while the assist is appearing. Anyway, that was like 10 minutes, right? That was like 10 minutes. Those are like the two most important parts. How to super out of tag mix-ups and like situationally, you know, good supers. Because a lot of people will super and they got no meter and they just wasted the meter and that was 10 minutes, bro. Hold my nuts for 10 minutes. Of course, if you also block out a mix-up, right? If you block out pressure, say I'm Blake, I'm like, hell yeah, baby, hold my nuts. I'm pressuring you like crazy. Oh yeah, much sick mix-up. So imagine this scenario, right? Where I have burst available, and you're just fucking swinging at me. Right? You're just fucking swinging at me. I could reversal super, and even if I get punished, you can't bait my burst because you don't have assist meter. So there are times where reversal supers are a better idea than, you know, otherwise. So you have to be aware about how reversal supers can get punished. Assist calls on flash, so if their assist isn't out, you can just outright get punished for it. So if they have the bar, right? If they have over 50% and you reversal super and their assist is not on the screen, they can just kill you. And why did you super? Unless it will kill a character. Just food for thought. But yeah, those are a bunch of ideas that you should be keeping in mind. They're all very, very, very broad. They're like system applicable. None of those things should be character specific. I mean, identifying constraints with characters about like, you know, like tag timing and stuff like that, and like jailing and when you need jail, when you need to jail them, and like what you need to actually jail them and establish a good situation. How do I separate system information and character information? You can hold my nuts for 10 minutes. Anyway, okay, whatever. It was like an hour. Not bad. You know. you can layer your mix-ups. Here's a couple examples with Blake Hyde. You know, here's my fucking mix-up. Oops. So here, look. Look, here's my mix-up, right? That 5B was cross-up. But I push blocked. She's still on the camera. Bop! Goodbye. Still got the call. Right? So there are push block safe options depending on the character push with the camera. Same thing with this. Right? Look at how far I was, and now she's on the camera, bro. Look at this shit. It whiffs. Oh no, this one. Alright, fuck that. Here, this one. Let's go. Alright. Oh! What the fuck was that? Camera push. So, some characters with very big normals can take advantage of that, but it's pretty limited. That's why a lot of what you talk about with like camera mix-ups, because look, my shit whiff right there. My shit whiff right there. Oh, wait, I gotta change my team, bro. It ain't cool.
Get ready.
If you got big ass normals that take up half the screen, right? When you get fucking tagged, you will fucking get vacuumed into the screen. Right? It's like that was cute. But she was already on the screen. Right? It's cute. Because what happens here is the tagged character gets centered. Right? Yes, you can do this with B Dead Spike. You can even do it with I'm pretty sure you can do it A Dead Spike too. Or EX Dead Spike.
Get ready.
You know?
Hide. Dead spike.
Watch this.
Hide.
Oh fuck. I tried to do some cheesy shit. My man doesn't move fast enough. Oh, there we go.
Take over. Take over. Hide.
Yeah, there it is.
Take over.
Okay, it whiffs here, right? There we go. Oh, you suck, bro.
Take over. Hide. Feet. Take over. Pay attention.
Oh, we can do a gauntlet.
Take over. Hurt yourself.
We can't do a gauntlet. We gotta do some weird shit. Certain moves do it.
Hide. Take over.
Crush!
Take over. Hide. Gauntlet. Hate it. Take over. Ledge. Hide. Don't let go. Take over. Gauntlet. Hate it. Take over.
Oh, you can see it. He gets dragged, right? It's very, very obvious with Blake because you get sucked into her fucking enormous ass moves. But pretty much that's very applicable for characters with very big normals. Waldstein, you know, Gord, blah blah blah. But Blake's is really good.
Get ready.
Cause like, imagine if I were like playing Blake Point, right? And I'm like, what do I do? Like, I'm over here and I want to fucking just snipe you. Oops. Here. Woo, baby! That was so stupid. Sweet spot! Oh, the dead zone! Oh, the dead zone, bro! Oh, fuck, I fucked up.
よろしくさせない
That was
お
close.
願い投げ払
Oh, there we go.
うよろしくお願い
This shit is so hype, bro. Come on, you gotta like that shit.
よろしくお願いさせないよろしくさせないよろしく投げ払
There's a way to like get the right spacing.
うやるね
But, like
よろしくやるねそう
this shit is so fun. Come on.
よろしく投げ払うお願い
The sour spot, baby.
よろしくお願いよろしくさせない
Trying to hit you with my half screen normal, dude.
よろしく
There you go.
お願いそこねよろしく
Fuck out of here.
そう
Think you spacing ass. Ooh. Sweet spot ass. Ugh.
やるねそうやるねそうお願いよろしくそこね
That's a little too fast. She doesn't get dragged in time, but that one's perfect.
よろしくやるねそうよろしくやるね
Gunshots also same thing.
やるね
Well, she'll get dragged in and target the middle of the screen.
よろしくさせないそうよろしくやるねそう
It's so tight.
やるねそうそう
Anyway.
よろしく投げやるねそうやるねそうやるねそう
Yep. My team's fun. Anyway, okay, I'm just gonna restart the stream real quick just to, like, you know, make a separate archive so I don't have to, like, cut it some other way. But fuck.